Welcome to a new video of Passion for Pencils, starting with this. This is in front of our house, the front garden, our Christmas tree. Christmas tree is still standing and it is snowing like crazy, and this is a sight we don't see very often in the Netherlands. It is absolutely beautiful. So, blue sky after snowfall in the Alps, in the mountains. They call this type of weather Kaiserwetter, the emperor's weather, and that means snow on the ground and blue sky. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at this. You can hear some noise in the background. That is the freeway, but it's absolutely gorgeous here. And here we are in the studio, and it is a couple of days later. But I truly, when I was walking outdoors 2 days ago, I really wanted to show you the world of snow in the Netherlands, and this was extraordinary. This happened not in my lifetime, that for almost a week there was so much snowfall. It was just gorgeous. Anyway, we are back in the studio, and I'm going to try this combination. This is a set of pencils that I received a couple of years ago from one of you guys. And there was a question. The lady who sent it to me said something like, "I'm wondering what you think of these." Well, the answer is, I am still wondering what I think of these. I'm going to use them in this book, Walk in the Woods, and I'm going to make a tiny coloring page. This lovely little robin. Yes, Derwent Procolour colored pencils. To be honest, this set of 72 that I received is one of the most beautiful combination of colors that I have ever seen in a pencil set, colored pencil set. I cannot clearly explain why that is, but it's just a color choice that Derwent made that makes these pencils look gorgeous in a tin. And what I said earlier, I'm still wondering what I think of these, has everything to do with it feels like I do not understand these pencils, and I desperately want to learn to understand them. I've been Googling what was the purpose of Derwent to create this line, why the specifications, why the type of, well, this type of pencil. Anyway, the only way to find out is to use them, so I thought it's about time to pick them up again. I have a little reference photo in a very old nature guide that I have with me on almost all my holidays when I go traveling, just to make sure that I put the right colors in the right place. So I hope everybody is okay, you are in good health and in good spirit after the holiday season. And I can tell you, I'm all right, but a little bit tired, to be honest, because my holiday season was beyond, it was very joyful, but extremely busy. This is another color, slightly darker, deep chrome, and I will slowly build the color. Yes, it was very busy, but something very good happened also, because no migraine attacks, and you know, I've had my dealings with chronic migraine, but boy, what I've been doing the last couple of years truly works, even in very busy times. There was no migraine attacks whatsoever, so I'm grateful. We even went skiing in the Austrian Alps. It was beautiful. It was what we call in the Netherlands gezellig. It was very joyful, together with a lot of family and friends. It was just wonderful. Just wonderful. And then we drove back home like that singer. He passed away recently, driving home for Christmas. I'm thinking, what was his name? I will remember. Chris Ria, he passed away, driving home for Christmas, because on the 24th of December we were in Austria celebrating Christmas Eve the Austrian way. Here we have felt grey. Yes, we were celebrating with family and friends in Austria Christmas Eve the Austrian way, in a restaurant, by the Christmas tree, singing, having a wonderful dinner. So it was really, really nice. Then the next morning, early morning, 25th of December, we jumped into our car. We rented a van, so we could put all our skis and equipment and everything in it, and travel with 5 persons. So it's me, my husband, my sister and her 2 kids. So we had a van. We drove back home, and we were in time to immediately have Christmas dinner at my brother's place. He was the only sibling who did not come to Austria. So, but we had Christmas dinner there together with my parents also. This is brown ochre. So then the 26th of December here in the Netherlands, we call that second Christmas Day. And it's quite convenient because it gives you the opportunity to have 2 Christmas parties, one with your own family and one with the family of your spouse. And this year, first Christmas Day was with my family, second Christmas Day was with my husband's family. Then I thought I would have some time to rest, but no, because we went out to Amsterdam to the Concertgebouw to enjoy a beautiful concert by an orchestra playing all sorts of Christmas tunes from different movies. Van Dyke Brown. And they also played Mozart's Tchaikovsky, Nutcracker Suite, very nice. And Pachelbel's Canon in D. I don't like that piece whatsoever, but my mother went with us and she loved Pachelbel. So, as you can see, there are always people who enjoy what you do not enjoy, so yeah, that was very nice. And then after that I thought, now I can rest. But no, that didn't happen, because my sister-in-law called me, the one who lives with my brother in Germany, and she said, we want to surprise the family and come to Holland for New Year's Eve. Is that okay? Because New Year's Eve party would be at our place. And she said, we will come for New Year's Eve and then we will stay a little longer. So they rented a holiday home, and it was a huge surprise for especially my parents. They loved it. So that was really nice. So they have traveled back home. And we went to see another concert of one of my nephews who plays, I have to think about the English word. We say fagot, and in English it is bassoon, yes. He plays the bassoons in a youth orchestra, so we went seeing. We went to the concert. It was very nice. And then the snow came, lots and lots of snow. Here we have blue-gray. This is a very dark bluish grey, but I think it will do great on the tail. This is one of these colors that I find such a find, so beautiful in this set of pencils. So then the snow came and I really wanted to enjoy that, so I've been going out every day. And a couple of weeks earlier I decided sort of that if we have snow, because that is not always the case in the Netherlands. There are winters that we have hardly any snow. If snow comes, I will go to the forest and enjoy it. But this time there was so much snow that I decided not to go to the forest because it would take me hours to get there, and our car wasn't really equipped to drive through the snow. You know, our tires are not the type that plows through the snow very easily, so I abandoned that plan of going to the forest. Instead, I went walking close to home, and I have to tell you, it was just beautiful. So last couple of days I've been feeling quite depleted. Actually, I was really tired, but there was time to rest, so I've been taking some rest, and I've been doing some organizing in the home, also here in the Passion for Pencils headquarters, because it was a complete mess here, and not only here, throughout the house. It's enormous junk. Later today, I hope I can go out to a hardware store. Here we have gunmetal. Interesting name for a color. Yeah, the hardware store. My husband bought a new desk in his home office. Beautiful desk, but his old one was quite good, so we didn't want to get rid of it. So I decided to take it, but we had to you know, to bring it to the other room in pieces. And now, a couple of days ago, I wanted to put it back together, and there are some screws and other things missing, and I just cannot put it back together. So now I have to go to the hardware store and see if I can improvise with some stuff and get it back together. I think I can do it. So I had to say I was a little bit grumpy for not being able to find those missing pieces, because I really wanted to clean up things and organize, and this desk lying in my studio, my other studios, that sounds very strange. I have two studios. I have an art headquarters here, and downstairs, right below this room where I am now, there is the music teaching studio, and that's where this desk will be going. But tomorrow the first student will be there, and this room has to be cleaned up, so there's a deadline. I need to fix that desk. So let's pick another color. It's a dark brown called Chocolate. I love chocolate. I think I'm addicted to it. I can do without chocolate for a couple of days, and then you will see me running through, to the grocery store getting some chocolate. It's really... I'm a junkie, I think. So life is starting again after these holidays, and actually I feel a little bit relieved that the busyness is over and we can go back to normal. I hope you are all doing well. There's of course still a lot going on in the world. I wish things were different for many people, but well, let's get back to the gunmetal, because we need a slightly darker grey here. And if you want to color feathers, it can help to make pencil strokes in the direction of the feathers. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm following the direction of the feathers. It will look more natural. In this drawing I'm not looking for hyperrealism or stuff like that. No, it's just, this is just joyful coloring and exploring. It's like a little adventure. I love that. And here I have a primary red. Now when I look at the reference photo, this red robin does not have a very red breast, but if I don't put a little bit of extra red in it, then it will look pale and it doesn't speak. So let's just put it in. A couple of months ago I picked up a new hobby. Maybe I've already spoken about it in a previous video. It is playing the violin, and I can tell you it's an interesting process learning to play the violin. I think it's the most difficult instrument that I have ever tried. I found even playing drums, you know, a drum kit in a band. I've done that because my brother had a drum kit, and you might think that's quite difficult, but it's nothing compared to playing the violin. But in a couple of weeks we will have a little nice gig going on. We have a couple of people coming together, forming some sort of an orchestra, but none of us, except for one or two, are very skilled on the instrument that they are playing. So we are having, I think we will going to have a lot of fun together, and well, that looks a lot better. Yeah. Storm Grey, let's put that one in. So later in the day I will go practice my parts on the violin, but it's challenging, and because I am used to make music on a high level, professionally, I'm quite worried about not being able to play in tune, because that is a difficult part of being playing a violin. In the beginnings, it is almost impossible to find the right pitch. That takes a lot of practice, and that doesn't come in weeks or months. In my case, it seems to take maybe years to get it in pitch. But well, this looks so much better already. Here I have a color called Champagne, and this is also one of those colors that I find so beautiful in this set. I think I need a little stronger color. Buttercup yellow. If I remember well, buttercup is that beautiful little yellow flower that you can see in springtime here in Europe. And I'm actually very much looking forward to starting gardening again. It's been a while, and I really want to start coloring again, gardening again. Starting out with some pruning, so as soon as the weather allows, I will go out doing the pruning, winter pruning, and then following will be pruning the roses. I'm very much looking forward to that. But before doing that, I will clean all my equipment. I've been doing that last winter, cleaning and sharpening it, and that was actually very joyful. So I will do that again. Now here I have ivory black, just to get more contrast in, because drawings and paintings, they need contrast. Why? Because it brings that painting alive. And why is that? That is because our eyes, our brains react to that contrast. Our brains and eyes love it. And then we say, oh, beautiful. So yeah, this is really good. I love this. Look at that. Now looking at this drawing, this bird is now like balancing on a line, and that seems, it looks really strange. So I'm going to put some color here. I'll start with sepia, just a touch of color to make this look like a branch or a piece of wood or something like that. Now this may look like a little bit dull, so I'm going to add a contrast color that beautifully contrasts with this orangey red tone, and that is in the color wheel, red opposites green. I think this is going to do the trick. Olive green. Let's start with that one. It's a muted brownish tone of green, and I can add some brighter greens later, like this is some sort of a mossy branch, twig, whatever. But let's put that base tone here first. Back to the sepia. And here I have the lightest and brightest green in the set. There's one lighter one that's a mint tone. This is grass green. Let's see what this will do. Just adding this with a light touch. Well, I've been coloring with these Procolours for a while now. I still do not understand them, but they're great pencils. Sturdy, quite a hard core, so you can do detailed work with them. Copper Beach. I just love adding more and more pencils in this drawing. I always do that when coloring, using as much different colors as possible. I never do that when using watercolor paint, because that will turn out to be a complete mess. Too much colors, too many pigments, just messy. But for some reason, layering colored pencil is very forgiving, and I can indulge in using all those beautiful pencils. Well, we need to make it darker. Burnt umber. When I'm coloring, I'm always looking for this contrast thing. As you can see, this is quite the pencil tip is not completely sharpened, but for some reason I had a feeling that this might work for me. So let's give it a go. Here in the Dutch forests in wintertime, everything is brown, except for the mosses on the trees and the branches. And on the forest floor sometimes you have these gorgeous mosses. And they jump out with their bright green tones. It's just beautiful. And it's a beautiful contrast with the dark wood, the wet dark woods. Just beautiful. So I'm just messing around now, but in a very slow pace, so I can adjust the messing around. I think this area, the lower part of this branch, needs more darkness. I'm going to put that in. To do that, I can use either black or this blue gray, which reminds me of a Payne's gray actually. Let's try this blue gray first, but this may not do what I'm looking for. No, absolutely not. This is not what I'm looking for. So let's go for the ivory black. Now you may have noticed, if you do a lot of coloring and painting, example from reference photos, that the best paintings and colorings come when you do not follow the exact color scheme that is in the pictures. Sometimes you have to exaggerate a little bit, just as I did with the breast of this robin. You need to exaggerate. Why? Because I think, now I'm speaking for myself, from my own experience, I am not looking for recreating a photograph. I am trying to create a feeling and an impression that I had when I saw nature in general. And sometimes when you experience nature in real time, the impression may be completely different than what a picture can show you. And for example, in very grey woods in a winter landscape in the Netherlands where everything is brown and grey and dull, these mosses greens, they pop out like crazy, just like the breast of the red robin. It just jumps out on you because it's such a contrast with this brown and dull world around it. So if I want to express that and show you what it's like to see those colors in a wintry landscape in the Netherlands, I will have to let those colors jump at you. So I will add extra green and extra reds. Let's start with the greens. This is the grass green again. I will just intensify this green. Yes. And now I'm pushing. I'm pressing quite hard. There's quite some pressure on the pencil. And the beauty of these Procolours is that they can handle that pressure. And they can stay precise. They hold their sharp point quite well. I feel I need a little bit, a little different green, a darker tone, mineral green, just to show you that this green has texture. Look at that, just scribbling. Just putting these dots and stuff on here. Let's take a step back. That is a lot better already. Now this robin, we need to make some sort of a shadow effect. So I'm going to do that with plum, dark red tone. Now, when you look at a robin, a red European red robin, you will not see this color in the bird, but this is what I mean. The drawing needs it, and if I want to show you the experience that I have when I am walking in the forest and suddenly seeing a lovely robin like this, this is the experience that I get. It's just lovely. Don't overdo it. Let's go for blue-gray here. And this is sunset gold. I'm going to put a little bit of that here. Chocolate. I just remembered that there is another thing that I need to do in the garden besides the pruning. We have this fence that is almost collapsing. I really need to do something about it. And I think winter time is the best time to get that fixed. Here I have ivory black, again because that tail needs to be darker. I actually enjoy all these repairs, doing those repairs and making things beautiful again. Maybe you recognize this. I'm not being inspired by making things clean, but I start doing stuff when I can make things beautiful again. So cleaning the house is a horrific chore, if you ask me. But if I do exactly the same cleaning with the intention of making the home beautiful, more beautiful, then suddenly I pick up that sponge, that bucket of water, and I start cleaning. Isn't that amazing? Now, looking at the drawing, this still looks very dark, but I think it needs to have this color. What I'm going to do now, I let this drawing rest, and I will come back to you, because I think this is the right color. But when I come back tomorrow, I can see it in a better perspective and with a fresh eye, and I will see what needs to be done. If this turns out to be too dark, there is no problem at all, because I have this magic electrical eraser, also by Derwent, electric eraser. Wonderful thing that I can help get this back into balance. But it could also be that I need just add more color to the rest of the bird and this branch. So far so good. I wish you happy coloring, happy painting, and see you in a next episode. Bye bye.